Hey Wildcats, Mr. J here with our reading comprehension for Hatchet. I'm going to go through the 9 questions and you can pause and get these down in your notes. Number 1, when did Brian change his attitude toward his hatchet? Brian's attitude toward his hatchet changed when he saw the nick in the head of it. Number 2, what was most likely the reason that Brian's sleep patterns changed from a deep sleep to a resting doze? Brian's sleep pattern changed from a deep sleep to a resting doze when he was expecting another animal to enter the cave. Obviously, he became a little bit more frightened that animals were going to enter the cave, and his sleep pattern, he wasn't able to rest as comfortably anymore. Number 3, in the story, Brian felt gratified when the dried grass and wood pieces caught fire. What does gratified mean? Gratified means that he was satisfied with the job that he did, getting the fire started. Number 4, which emotion did Brian feel first in the story? The first emotion that Brian felt in the story was fear. I think that's pretty obvious. I think we'd all be a little afraid if we were stranded after a plane crash. Obviously, the plane crash alone would get you frightened. Number 5, explain how the fire seems almost like a character in the story. The fire seemed like a character because Brian was talking to it like it was a person and asking the fire to protect him. He was saying things like he was greeting the fire. So that's kind of how they made the fire a character, like it was his only friend on the island. Number 6, at what point in the story did Brian become frustrated with himself? Brian became frustrated with himself when he was not able to build a proper fire after he was struggling to get a fire going and wasn't able to get a fire. He was becoming more and more frustrated with himself until he realized what he needed in order to build the fire. Number 7, explain the following sentence from the story. Brian found it was a long way from sparks to fire. Well, what that meant is when Brian made sparks with his hatchet, he knew that meant he didn't have a fire yet, that he had to keep trying to turn those sparks into an actual fire. He realized that sparks weren't going to keep him warm. He was going to have to turn those sparks into actual flame. Number 8, what is the theme of the story? I would say that the theme of the story is that sometimes something may not be that important to you until you really need it. Okay? Obviously, his hatchet would have been one of them. And number 9, how might the story have been different if Brian had not seen the birch trees? Well, the story might have been different if Brian didn't see the birch trees and that he may not have been able to get a fire going, and then he may have been in more trouble if he couldn't get that fire going. He might have had to sleep in the cold longer. Animals might have come to attack him because he didn't have a fire to protect him. So a lot of things could have happened if he didn't get that fire going. Alright, Wildcats, that'll do it for our comp questions. Please get these in your notes. All of these are off of the test on Friday, so get them in your notes so that you can get a good score. Alright, Wildcats, see you tomorrow. Mr. J out.